Hello, beautiful people and fellow whiners, and welcome to another episode of A Little Something, the number 2, so there's 2 of us, wine about with your hostesses, with the toastesses, Siobhan Camille.
And A Michelle.
Where we wine while we whine about life, relationships, culture, and so much more over a glass of wine. It is 4th Wednesday, so this is for the culture. And we are gonna be talking about cultural obligations. You know, when you elevate, do you have to take other people with you? So have a glass of your favorite red, white, rosé, Pinot de Agua, and join us on the couch.
Hey y'all. This is gonna be a good one. Because we might have some unpopular opinions on this. I don't know if we agree with the culture or if we disagree. Or if we somewhere in between. I don't know.
Out in the middle of you is what
I don't know. So we're gonna scratch the surface a little bit. Scratch the surface. About this here topic. I hope y'all having a productive week. Y'all know how we do it. Let's pop a grapes experience. That's what we got coming up now. So for the month of February, you know, we are doing Black wineries or Black wine companies or Black owned wine, blackness and wine, period. Okay. Blackness and wine. Us's and wine. So Black owned wine companies or brands. Or brand ambassadors
yes.
of these here fine wines. So for this Poppin' Grapes experience, let me know, what is your wine of choice today?
So I have Harmony by Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men, ABC, BD.
It is their 2018 Bordeaux Whites. Last year I had the Bordeaux Rosé. I wasn't a fan, but y'all know I don't really like rosés, so that they may not really have been against them. So I went and I was like, I'm gonna get the Bordeaux White. So we gonna try the white version. The white version for this here Black History Month.
Okay. Well, I stuck with our good old friend Longevity. We know that is a brand that we've had. We've had their Chardonnay. Siobhan just had. We've had their Cabernet. So this time I've decided to get their rosé of Pinot Noir, Cuvee. Girl, it's a lot of A's. It's a lot of A's. A going on with these wines here. So y'all know I'm not a particular red Cuvee rosé fan, but let's try it. A bar. So we get ready. This great. While we get into this, I don't think this one is as heavy as our last one has been. So our last few they've been a little deep.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be heavy, but I think this is gonna be controversial. This might be
right. I think it's not heavy. It's controversial, but I feel like it's necessary. Okay, so, and this is why I know I talk too much. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is why I feel like it's necessary. Unpopular opinion. I don't think you can take everybody with you. Everything ain't for the culture. Like, you can have I can be your representation, but that don't mean I gotta take my cousins and them with me. Okay? That also, being as though I am a representation, that don't mean that I hope that everything rests on my shoulders. Okay? Some things are just specifically on me. And that's good things and that's bad things. Because sometimes I get tired of people saying, like, for instance, the Will Smith smack. Oh, he done set us back. Pose. He didn't set us back. We weren't getting his paychecks. Okay?
I ain't never seen one.
Me back.
I ain't never seen one.
Ain't nobody's view of me changed because Will Smith smacked Chris Rock.
And if your view of me changed because Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, then that's on you, not on them.
Me. Okay. So that's how I feel. Now, on the other hand, do I understand what you're saying in reference to a representation? Oh, he made Black people. To an extent, yes. But honestly, we already do enough of that. So did he really change anybody's opinion of Black people? No. No. No one's opinion did he change.
Let's be real.
In the beginning, you still don't like Black people.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's be real. If you didn't like, if Will Smith smacking Chris Rock made you go, oh, see, Black people, you are looking for an excuse anyway. It's like the dude who's like, oh, girl, you were looking for a reason to break up with her, sir, ma'am. You were looking for a reason to get rid of him. If you got, I mean, he picked me up in the blue Denali and not his black Lambo. You were looking for a reason. People be looking for reasons. Just stop. Just stop.
Okay.
Just stop.
Now, the media is already going to depict us the way they're going to depict us. They've been doing it for years, and they will find a reason to keep it the same. And the Chris Rock smack is going to be a reason. Did we need another? No. But did that mean that we didn't already have plenty?
Y'all, listen.
But just like we had plenty of reasons for them to look bad, like we had plenty for good stuff too. They ain't advertising that.
No.
So,
nope.
I just need sometimes for us to stop putting everything on us, like the entire race on one person or a few famous people or a few spotlighted people's back. Like they don't have to, baby, they don't all carry the culture. And I say because a lot of them don't even speak on the culture.
And the other part about this is what it really comes down to. And I say this because I had a white dude say to me on like YouTube like years ago in the comments, we went and had a back and forth, and he was like, it's just unfortunate because I can engage with anybody and I drop logic and facts and reason most of the time, not emotion. And he was like, it's just a shame because, well, basically you need to get other Black people to think like, no, I don't, that's not my responsibility because somebody else is going to judge you. And here's my thing. If you white person or Asian person or non-Black person or other Black person, whomever you are, if you're going to judge me based on the actions of somebody else, that speaks to you, not them, and definitely not me. If somebody's going to judge me based on what Tae Michelle has done, that's not speaking bad on me. That's not speaking bad on you. You living your life, I'm living my life. But if Jones is going to judge me based on you, then that speaks on Jones. Why are you looping us together? We are two different people. I don't care if that's my sister or not. We are still two different people. There are going to be things we agree on. There are going to be things we disagree on. There are going to be things that it's like, I'm not going to see. But so no, if somebody's going to judge you based on the actions of someone else, that speaks to their character, not yours.
And I'll be honest, this don't just go for Black people.
No,
because I hear white people say it too. And you be like, but y'all already looked at it that way before. So, and this is why, and I know people go, well, that's feeding into the stereotype. Let's be serious. Stereotypes come from some basis of truth.
Yeah.
Some basis. It might be the smallest basis, but it's some truth in it.
They may be over exaggerated, but yes, you won't be like, Black people love watermelon. Let me tell you, I hate watermelon. But every Black picnic I've been at, there's been watermelon. I don't eat it. I don't partake.
I love watermelon, but guess what? I can't eat it.
But that's what I'm saying. So again, if you want to say this stereotype exists, well, yes, and it may not for you specifically, but this is why people need to take individuals for individuals. Stop judging every man because one did you dirty. Stop judging every woman because one was a gold digger. Get you around different people and better people and keep it pushing. Don't get that type of person anymore.
Don't like that. Like, don't. I heard somebody say, well, yeah, they African, they can dance. Pause. let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that stereotype. I know a few. I went to school with them, and a lot of them can't. Okay? And they will tell you, oh, I can do a bop, but I can't do that. Like, stop. Like,
this is my thing. Even if you're going to say, even if you're like, this is the problem with generalizations in general, in as a whole, the general problem with generalizations is that even if you're going to be like, well, 90%, okay, but that's not 100. You still have to account for the 10.
The other 10 didn't exist. They didn't disappear.
They didn't disappear. You still have to account for the 10.
So, right, like that's one. The other part of this is, look, y'all. Do we know? You know, we sing "We Shall Overcome," especially Black History Month, and all of that. That's because of the trials and tribulations that we go through. We are not saying that we don't recognize that. And that's in any cultural space. That's in any environment. But us specifically, yeah, we sing that because there are certain things that systematically we still ain't overcome. So, yes, we recognize that, but that does not mean that, the football player, what's his name? He was coaching, and he went from the Deion. Is it Deion Sanders? I think it's Deion.
You talking football? I don't know.
No, well, he was famous. I know he was famous. He was famous in the football thing arena, and then he went and coached at a HBCU. Okay. And then he got a job offer for a PWI, and he went, and it's like millions. You know, it's a whole different. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, "Oh no, he got all these people to sign." He encouraged our Black boys to go with an HBCU, and this is that and the other. And people felt, but then they was like, "But as soon as he got offered that job, well, that's okay." As soon as he got offered that job with the white people, he jumped ship. Well, one, he was over here at this school for how many years? And he did. He encouraged the program as he should. He's recruited. He wants the best of the best. Yes, when he goes to this PWI, he's gonna do the same thing. He's recruiting. He wants the best of the best. That's part of the job.
Right.
Now, let's be serious. Let's take the fame out of it. Regular schmegular. You got a job offer for, 100,000 a year. Now you got a job offer for 1 million, 1.5 million a year.
Or whatever, yeah. You get an upgraded salary, period.
You going here, period. You're going to take all your talents or whatever you need to take with that advancement. One, because you work hard for it. You put in work, you put in time, dedication, sacrifice, and now this is your reward. That don't mean I done turned my back on them. That meant it's time for elevation. Because with me moving here, now I'm in the room, and guess what? Somebody else can take that spot and keep what I started going. Y'all, that's part of overcoming. So I need for us as a culture to stop saying, oh, Deion Sanders sold out. He didn't sell out. He took advancement and a career opportunity, as anybody with any type of sense and stability wanting would. Like, that man, it was not that man's responsibility. Stay at this one school for the next 100 years.
But even that goes to what we were talking about when we talked about cancel culture. If you missed it, see it. You can't keep saying, you can't play all. This is what I need the culture to do. We all really do need to come together and figure out what's important and what's not. Because I keep seeing every year, oh, Oscars so white. So you complain about the amount of whiteness at the Oscars. So you want to be included in the primarily white thing that is the Oscars, the primarily white institution that is Hollywood. You want to be included in that so badly that you scream Oscars so white literally every year. You haven't learned yet? Duh. Oh, well, get over it. You scream Oscars so white every year, but then when somebody is going to a PWI like this, let's say it was Deion Sanders, what this man did suddenly is, oh, you turning your back. How dare you? Can't play all sides. Either you want to sit at the white table or you don't. Either it matters that much to you or it doesn't. You cannot keep doing this, Black people. We cannot keep doing, I'm mad that we didn't get a seat at the Oscars. How dare he go to this institution? whoa, it's
but we want to be at the table. We won't represent it. Well, pause. You just criticized this man who had a seat at the table.
Who went and got a seat at the table? Well, how dare he get a seat at the table? Isn't that what you said you wanted though? We're confused, y'all. Like, and if we as Black women are confused, everybody else is confused too, because we're confused. What is it? Do you want a seat at the table or not?
My mama always said, get your house in order. Call us, we gotta get our house in order. We gotta establish some ground.
We gotta make some stuff consistent, man. We gotta make some stuff consistent. Like, we really do have to agree. We gotta come. Is there a caucus? We need to have a caucus, because we really need to determine, like, how much are we really gonna care?
The Black caucus is confused. Okay,
we confused.
And this other part, when we do things, and this is why I laugh at us sometimes, because when we do things, and it might be we might do things a certain way, or we have a standard that we are trying to sustain or obtain. It's, oh, well, why are we trying to be like them? We're not trying to be like them. Why we can't set our own standard and have the standard? Why does our standard have to be here? Why it can't be up here?
That's the other thing we had concerns about, and this came up last year as well. I can't remember the episode, but it came up. We can't, Black enough, not Black enough. If y'all missed that one, just go see it. This is, we do this. We, again, stuff that's contradictory. You cannot say, oh, Black excellence, cool, and then say, oh, you're trying to be white. If somebody's trying to be excellent. So then what is Black excellence? Is Black excellence then like an A-, but if you try to get an A+, you want to be white? Like, what's the excellence then? What's the excellence level? So are you still then saying that Black excellence is then subordinate still to white, whatever, mediocrity even, that it's like still under? Or are you saying it's at level, like, because in that case, just excellence is excellence, but I get you. What is it? Like, what is
y'all be Confucius us, okay? Y'all be Confucius.
I'm Confucius.
I don't operate in Confucius, okay? My God told me not to. He don't operate in Confucius, and if I follow him, neither do I. So I need for us to get together.
We need some clarity, y'all. Like, what is Black excellence? What is it? Because if you want to tell us, oh, we need to strive for Black excellence, cool. Oh, you going to that white school? Oh, you want to be white? Whoa.
Now I'm trying to be excellent in my
I'm trying to be excellent. So me trying to be excellent past a certain level means I'm trying to be white. Then what?
But and then who decided that the white standard was excellence? Because why that standard not mediocre? And I'm just trying to get to where they are so that I can surpass them and create our standard of Black excellence, which will put
And if speaking to America specifically, if their standard is the best, then why is it that America constantly rating the lowest globally on a bunch of stuff, and it's always outdone usually by the former Soviet states, Russia, or the Asians, China? So what?
Guys, we confused it. I'm gonna keep saying it like that. I confused it. I confusion. I not know. So, but all I'm saying is, look, y'all. We have to establish where we at. Like, first, let's establish some foundation. Let's get a foundation to build upon, and then strive to thrive for that Black excellence.
And I think that's the thing. We need a common minimum that we all agree on. Because right now it's so all over the place that we really do need a common baseline standard for a culture. Because I won't say every other culture, a lot of other cultures, if you look, it's like, yo, this is the minimum. Mm-hmm. If you do anything that's not of this, you out. Even religion, if you don't do something that's of this level, you do anything outside of this, you out. So we need to create a minimum to be Black. We striving for Black excellence. We are encouraging our children to be excellent, which means we do not allow our children to bring home anything that's less than a 3.0, period. That's what the culture is about. We need to set these things that matter to be the standard. And yes, understanding that some people are going to fall through the cracks, and the minority that falls through the cracks is probably what you're going to see on your local TV news, because again, as she said in the beginning, a narrative still has to be pushed. But we also got to get to the point where I'm gonna say it flat, we don't give a, okay? We have to give up to a point where we don't care. Why do you care what strangers you will never meet think about you because their race is not yours?
Mm-hmm.
I
Or their
promise
ways
you.
on what they learn things are not yours. Like we have our own cultural things that we do naturally. And people gotta understand sometimes stereotypes are built off of that as well. And that's not necessarily a negative thing. And there are some stereotypes that are people, oh, well, it's not necessarily negative. It is what it is. So with that being stated, like, let's use that and take it to our advantage. Because if nothing else, we know Black people going to, right. So that's a standard that they're not going to tolerate but so much. They're not going to do but this. We can establish that amongst ourselves.
Absolutely.
We can. And hold ourselves accountable to, now, that's not what we do.
That's not what we do.
We don't have to. And I think that's the problem that I had when people, you raising your kids like white kids. I'm sorry, I'm not a gentle parenting, and I'm sorry, it's not a Black people. That's not part of our culture. And that even goes back to when like African. They were not gentle parenting. That's not a part of our culture. So all of us that's out there practicing this gentle parenting thing, the reason why for a lot of it's causing a lot of confusion is because it's not in our culture. That's not in our way. That's not in our DNA. That's not how we are made up. We are stronger than that. It's going to take more than that because we have I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, that's not it. So we have to do it differently. There was a standard of we could look, our mamas had a look that they gave us where we knew, and this is the moment where all of this stops.
There is a standard, there was a social standard. And even if you look within Black, I don't even have to go white. I've known a bunch of Nigerians growing up. Well, in college. I knew a bunch of Nigerians in college. Man. There's an expectation. You're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or some type of professional, right? Like we and I don't have anything against mechanics. I don't have anything against chefs. My second son, as I call him, plans to be a chef. And I encourage that because mama like to eat. Miss Siobhan likes to eat. So I encourage him to be the chef.
I am fluffy for a reason. Okay.
That means when his dad doesn't feel like cooking, ain't nobody looking at me. We all gonna look to second son. We just gonna, dad's not cooking, second son, you're up. So you're up. It's your turn. That's what it's gonna be. I still don't have to go to the kitchen, so I encourage. But that's what so it's not even that everybody has to be a professional, but it is a matter of pushing to understand you're not going to be a child forever. You're going to have to be an adult and you have to stand on your own. And so you're going to have to be some type of professional, whether that's a chef, whether that's a mechanic, whatever, and to take pride in what you do. If you want to be a flight attendant, great. That to me is what Black excellence should be about, is being the best that you can. And because we are of the culture that came from the double tax, the Black tax, AKA you got to work twice as hard to get half. We know what that is. And that was our parents. Things have gotten better for us that you like, if we're going to be real honest, you do not have to work 2 times as hard to get half as much. You don't. You may have to work twice as hard to get equal, but it's no more you have to work 200% to get 50%. You can work 200% to get 100%. So when there is a growth, we need to acknowledge that as well. Like, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Okay. And that also,
because it's in the world of technology, too many ways for people to do it on their own have become available. Mm-hmm. YouTube, period, fully changed the music industry. Fully.
Well, after Cuvee, because Cuvee changed the music industry, that when that thing got shut down, the music industry cried. But yeah, I'm with you. Social media, period. Because MySpace made a couple people.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like, things are changing and are evolving. So I do understand change in certain things. I do understand change in negative behaviors. I do understand changing in things that were negatively done in our culture. I understand that. However, there were some things that people may view were negative or done out of necessity that allowed us to skip over some of the other stuff that is now our children and these people have to deal with. See, we didn't have to deal with a whole bunch of emotional stuff because our parents taught us your emotions can't run your life. How you feel is great, it's valid, but what needs to be done still needs to be done. There's still work that has to be done. Even when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling sick, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling happy, when you're overjoyed, when you're tired, there's still work that needs to be done. Yes, you might need to take a moment, but remember, that's a moment.
And to that point, we have evolved in the way that we raise our kids. So I literally had this conversation with my best friend yesterday about, we were talking about kids, and I said that, you know, second son and them, when they get older, they're going to tell one of their parents what it really is because she's really not there. And she was like, well, you know, kids now have more leeway to speak. She was like, because when I grew up, her parents were older. They were like the same, you know, ages, like slightly older than my parents. So about your parents' age, because my parents are slightly younger, I think.
Yeah.
But she was like, they were from the era of children are to be seen and not heard. Well, we are the children or grandchildren, depending on the age of your parents, of that generation. And the seen and not heard led to problems, though. Because, okay, this kid is seen and not heard. So you're not hearing them when they're telling you that somebody's abusing them. You're not hearing them when they're telling you somebody is molesting them. You're not hearing them when they're telling you that they're being bullied. Like, and that was doing real trauma on people, on us, our age group, that we decided when we had kids or when we were raising children, we were going to give our kids a voice because we were voiceless. And so you do have, most of the parents I know leave the space for their kids that it's like, say what you got to say it respectfully, but say what you got to say, and we're going to figure it out from there, because I don't want you to be seen and not heard. And then you going through traumas like I did and feel silence. I want to speak up.
I want you to say it. See, and that's what I say. And that's why I say I feel like my parents were a little bit forward, because my dad, and I didn't understand it until I had my son. When he was like, no, I want you to say all the dumb shit. I want you to tell me. He said, because then I can tell you what you're thinking. Then you're telling me what you're thinking, and then I can maneuver. And it wasn't until I got older, I was like, you know what? That does make sense. So they weren't fully, oh, I see you, you shut up. Now that's it. And it was also a time and a place. And I think that's another thing that people fail to realize. Yes, a lot of parents in public you are seen and not heard. But at home, they would listen to you. Especially if you caught them in like the right moment. You know what I'm saying? They would listen. But you can't do, it's a time and a place for everything. And I think that's the other part that a lot of people forget. And I bring that up in reference to this topic of us carrying each other on our, one person being responsible to carry the culture on their back. Is everything ain't for everybody. There is a time and a place where that is appropriate. There is a time and a place where, yes, you are representing us, but that's not all the time.
That's not all the time.
And that's where that's how I think we need to stop trying to put, make everything so broad. No, let's get specific with this stuff.
Or make everything so negative as well. Like even with the Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, right? And everybody, oh, he set us back because he did whatever. Or it could be looked at that he's defending his wife. Or it could be looked at that you learned a lesson, because in this world of social media where everybody's an internet thug, we have forgotten that you said certain stuff out your mouth back in the day.
You got popped. And that's the part that I don't understand. I said, y'all have to understand, like in the real world, yes, that is assault and all of this legal stuff can happen. Absolutely. 9 times out of 10, on these here streets, of the real streets, and I'm not talking about like the ghetto. I mean, even in suburbia, the real streets, you talk about somebody, mama, you liable to get popped in the mouth. Period. And they gonna take whatever come with that afterwards. Because some people are willing. So with that, there's a few lessons that was learned in that. Hey, you can't, I tell my kids all the time, yeah, people, sticks and stones, they break my bones, but words will never hurt. That's a lie. Words hurt. That's a lie.
Words can get you canceled.
Words didn't hurt, then a lot of y'all wouldn't be out here hollering, oh, I'm traumatized because so-and-so was talking about me. Stop that damn lie. Words do hurt, but words can cause you to get your ass beat.
I'm just trying to figure out how you got this random thumbs up popping up on your screen.
I don't know, but I think Zoom is like, we agree with you. We agree with you. Thumbs up, we agree with you.
But that's the thing too, because we were talking, me and the boyfriend were talking a while ago about like sometimes we need to go back there and punch people in their mouth. There's no more in the real world. People have gotten so sensitive and feeling, and you can say this is again contradictory, and this isn't even just Black culture. This is everybody culture.
Everybody.
You can say something, but you can't say something. You can say something about this group, but not this group. But you can talk about this group only on Tuesday. If it's Tuesday after 5, though, because if it's Tuesday before 5, don't talk about them. You can talk about them. But if you talk about them, make sure you only use these words that we've approved of. If you don't use any of these words, then you're going to be in trouble. But you can only use this one word if you talk about this group, because if you use that word about this group, it's okay on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but not on Wednesday. Like, it's too confusing on all of this stuff when it comes to that. And like, people have gotten to the point where you can really say anything out your mouth. And some people
and there are no consequences.
And there are no consequences.
But then you want to holler, oh, they're bullying me. So, and that's everybody ain't your friend. Everybody, there are some extremely disrespectful people out here. And they are disrespectful just to be disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying that everybody needs to be hit? No. But certain times, there are certain times, certain places, and certain costumes. Look, this was your consequence. If you don't believe me, watch the movie A Time to Kill. I don't care what nobody say.
That was a good movie.
Perfect example.
That was a good movie. And the other point to that too, as well, is as far as Will Smith and Chris Rock and him going in, because wasn't Chris Rock talking about Jada's hair or something? She also has medical issues. That's the other thing. Too many people talking out their mouths about people you don't know. And I know, and social media has made that what it is. I really, truly think that people are not even thinking, because you're looking at a little avatar, you're looking at a small 100 pixel by 100 pixel, if that, size photo of someone, you clicking and scrolling through, and while a photo is worth 1,000 words, 1,000 words cannot explain somebody's true lifestyle and what's going on with them. So you again are talking about this woman and her hair, which may be a very sensitive subject to her, and her husband knows that because she's got medical issues. Like because you wouldn't have, let's be serious. If Chris Rock had said what he said about a cancer patient, y'all would say Will Smith's smack was justified. Y'all would not be sitting here talking about, oh, how dare, y'all would be like, yo, she had cancer, man. Like, come on now. So again, you don't always know what someone is going through emotionally or health-wise, because that's not what people put out. All you know is what you see, and what you see is very surface. So be careful and watch your mouths, because that's the other thing too. Everybody in these comment sections are always hitting each other and attacking each other and making these assumptions and creating these whole characters. Y'all would be great at like a UX designer, because that's what they do. Create a character who would come to your website and what they're gonna buy and what they're gonna do, because y'all really create this. This one girl might leave a comment, you know what, he was wrong for that. Well, chicks like you would say that. Chicks like her, you don't even know her. I saw something the other day on the podcast one, and it was this woman who was telling her daughter, you know what, it's Saturday, we gotta watch football. And the daughter was like, but I want to watch my stuff. I want to watch my show. And there was a dude in the whole comments talking about she's teaching her daughter to hate her father. What? Because this is his Saturday. He probably watches football. Mind you, do this whole thing, because it was like 30 seconds. It was a short. It was like 15 seconds because it was a short. She never said the father. She really only said we got to watch college football. She didn't say we got to watch college football because of daddy. She just said we got to watch college football. You don't know if mom likes football, and she just like, guess what? We gotta watch football. Like, if you know you're about to tell your kids something that they hate, like me, guess what, guys? We gotta clean the house. I love cleaning the house. I know the three boys in my house are like, I mean, yeah, we'll clean the house. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to play their games. Because they gotta play they want to play their games. But that was my thing. Like, And he's going, all of these people in the comments are like, how did you get that? And that was my thing. So you know this family specifically, you know her specifically. And he's like, I mean, because she just, that's that. I'm like, so first of all, you know her to know that she is subliminally telling her child to hate the father. You also know this father enough to know that the only quality time he spends with his daughter is 3 hours on a Saturday watching college football. So he doesn't take her to any of her activities, and in the car, that's not bonding time. He doesn't go push her on the swing in the park. He doesn't take her to the park. He doesn't take her to the mall. They don't go shop. You don't know, but that's the problem. People don't know, but are quick to come out their mouth. And that's what Chris Rock did. And he's been doing it, because from what I understand, he and Jada got this.
Oh, yeah, this not, yeah, they have a whole thing. And that's the other part. Like, I am not one to, I'm a big person for it. You don't have to start no fight, but you better finish it. Somebody put their hands on you, then let's go. I am. However, like our homeboy Trey, who was just on the podcast, told us the situation. I'm gonna be honest. I was like,
we were both like,
say everything, you cannot just say any and everything out of your mouth. Like, no, like there are limits. There's a respect level that has to be kept.
Disrespect.
Yes, I can check you verbally, but it's some things where it's, oh, I'm about to check you and walk. Like, I need for you to understand that hurt, and it hurt on that level.
Disrespect has gotten too common. Disrespect has gotten too common. Because there haven't been enough consequences. No. There haven't been enough consequences for all the disrespect that's been thrown out here, because people are doing it from the safety of their keyboard or from the safety of their iPhone. That's the truth.
This is why we have all these Karens. But like, it's like, yo, like, I need for us to really like stop, pause, and that's why even I watch a lot of the people, you know, saying this side, that side, and then they try to bring up, oh, was she out here embarrassing? Yeah, and that's me. I don't completely agree with Jada and her, what the pieces that I've seen. And I was a Will Smith, I love Jada, oh, couple goals, but I don't know for real person. So, you know, I'm cool, but I also understand, yo, these people are people too. Like, y'all, I need for y'all, like, come back. Like, all these stars, like this Beyonce chick that y'all worship, I need for y'all to realize this
happens. For all y'all like, Cardi B stands, y'all Cardi versus Nicki brigades, all of you people.
Like
they are human beings.
These are regular people. Look.
Yeah.
Just like you.
They cry like you. They could get cheated on like you. They go to the bathroom like you. They raising kids like you. Yes, they have more money. Yes, they have more public facing identity. But at the same point, everybody is trying to get their kids through school, period.
Everybody's trying to teach their kid how to be successful, how to grow, how to build. Everybody's has the same goals.
Everybody's trying to put food on the table. Like, y'all.
I need for y'all to stop thinking that, like, I need for us to stop thinking that culturally, this one set of people or this one set of person is taking the whole culture and we riding on their back. We are not. Like Bill Cosby, he did, and everybody, oh my God, he made, stop. No, what he did, if he did it, I don't believe he don't, nah.
I think he did, I'm not going to say with all of them, but I think he did some, I
think I'm not going to say the man is innocent of everything. Like, we people, I'm not going to say that. It's a whole bunch of circumstances in that. I'm not going to get into that. But let's not forget, like, for Rick, outside of that, what he did for the culture in general. So I need for us to put on my last thing is, let's put things into perspective and let's stop making it seem like one person or each famous person or any person who ends up on the news is the full representation of the culture. You and your sibling who may have the same mama and daddy, like full-blooded sibling, are not the same.
No.
You don't think the same. You don't react the same.
Even if you have a twin, because I have twin cousins, they are not the same.
They are not the same. So let's stop putting our culture on everybody. Let's stop putting us on everybody's back. No.
These people have cameras and visuals on them a lot more. Yes. But also understand that in the case of the Jadas and the Will Smith and the Beyoncés and the every other entertainer out here, they are part of the 1% financially. They are not the average. The average Black person is making like 50,000 a year or 60 or something like that. They cannot represent the average Black American because they are automatically part of the 1%. And that to me is what's crazy. If me right now better represent your average Black American than if I were to like suddenly become a movie star. If I suddenly become a movie star, I no longer can. Because finance, period, point blank, period, honestly, y'all, we're going to be serious. Money influences so much. Mm-hmm. Money is the influencer of a whole lot. And you are up here already. Like, you cannot say, the minute somebody reaches 1% financial, they cannot speak for the average Black person. They cannot speak for the average white person. They cannot speak for the average American. The average American does not make 7 figures. The average American does not make 6 figures, if we're going to be real. So the average American household together may hit it. But the average individual does not make 6 figures. So that there is no way that can be representative of an entire culture. Mm-hmm. And that goes for all of these, like Trey said, all of the red pills, all of the anti-men, all the man bashing stuff. That cannot speak for the average. It doesn't speak for the average. Those are the extremes. Your average woman does not think a certain way. Your average man does not think a certain way. Because if we really thought on those extremes, if your average really thought on those extremes, the world as we know it would not exist. No. If Black people were really as violent as are pushed out there on the news, we'd all be in jail, or there would be a whole purge race war happening. Like, if we were really all that violent, we're not. The other part, never mind. Anyway, never mind. So for a whole nother time, I'm gonna piss a lot of people off if I say that, but it's whatever.
I feel like at this point we done already pissed off a lot of other people. And like I said, we may not have the most popular opinion.
We don't.
But I'm gonna be honest. I feel like right now we can speak for the average person because we can see both sides of things because we stand in that neutral place. Like most of the time, your average person is you're going to be your most neutral person because they can understand if they had the money because that's a vision of theirs, a goal. And they can understand not having it because they possibly have been there and may still be there, or maybe, on the rise to, in the middle somewhere. Can generally speak a little bit better. It's all I'm
Your
saying.
average person is not an extreme.
Yeah. That's what I mean is average. Like, and I think more of us, and contrary to what everybody believes, or what is pushed, I'm not saying everybody, what is pushed, there are a lot more of us averages.
Yeah.
Thinking this way. And that's why we started this podcast, because partially we feel like we regular, like regular people, real life people living every day, just thriving and striving to be the best that we can be and prepare.
Shop at Target. We raising kids. She's raising kids that are hers and are not hers. I'm raising kids that are not mine. We really can speak to, we've been through so much on our own.
There's many facets of life.
We've been through so many facets and represent so many things that I can sit with the child-free crew. Hey, I can sit with the mommy crew and be at home in both places. I can sit with the white crew, I can sit with the Black crew and be at home in both places because I went to a predominantly white high school and then college, which was crazy because when I told people I was going to Temple University, people were like, is that, I told Black people and they were like, is that HBCU? Nah, it's just got a lot of us in it. And that's the other thing with the whole Deion Sanders, bring it full circle. You get enough people at the table, and it's not that we turn a white institution Black, although there have been Black institutions turned white. I'm looking at you, HBCUs of West Virginia, all of y'all.
Yeah, because my husband, when he told me, I was like, that's an HBCU? He was like, yeah. I was like, Oh.
Oh, all of the HBCUs in West Virginia are like
I know.
90% white.
I didn't know there were any in West Virginia until you told me.
Oh yeah. They're like 4. Anyway, the point is, if you want to have a seat at the table, if we're gonna have a seat at the table, then we also have to realize that we have obligations to elevate the culture. We do. That to me is the elevation that you have as an individual. Don't look around, don't look to the left and be like, yo, you elevating? Nah, then I'm not either. Because it speaks to who you are. Are you going to elevate yourself? And if you are a Black person elevating yourself, then guess what? The culture is automatically
You're already elevated. We don't have to do much. I mean, even if you look to yourself and you find you're not doing something that's the best. Okay, yeah, you might have dinked it a little bit, but guess what? You're not the only one that's done dinked it a little bit. It's gonna have ups and downs. Every culture has ups and downs. Period.
Yes.
Period. So let's not focus on making that 1% the standard of our culture.
Yeah, no. And also acknowledge your humanity. I think that's what's been lost when it comes to Black Americans from day one. Is because if you acknowledge that we are Black people, that we are humans, then we are fallible. We make mistakes. We go down. We get up. It happens. The same as white people, the same as Asian people, the same as Latino, the same as everybody. You're gonna be up and down. And do not look to any media, social, news, I don't care if it's CNN or Fox, for your validation or your cultural self-worth. Because imagine if Asians were looking that way, or if white people were looking, I will say, and I really avoid saying like we are the only group that does X, Y, and Z, because I'm multicultural in my life, y'all. I live this way. But I will say in my looks, as far as this goes, the America goes, Black people are the only people that look outwardly for validation. We gotta look at ourselves and be like, yo, I'm good enough. And hold ourselves to a standard.
Yeah, because once we start, get your house in order. Once we start holding ourselves to a standard, then guess what? Others will be forced to hold us to that same standard.
And look at us as such, because you can't, this is what I will say. You can't, I had to say this, but I'm gonna say this because it's true to who I am. Can't disrespect a bitch. I've been called a bitch a lot in my life. First time I was 12. You wanna know why? Because I didn't give somebody my phone number. And all that did was confirm I made the right decision in not giving you my phone number. That's it. And I've had many and it's got to the point where it's kind of gotten on my nerves. But I've had many of friends. Y'all seen my brother on the show, Sean. He been here for a bunch of them. He been around a lot of the Wine with the Guys. Go see the Wine with the Guys playlist or something. I know that he told me when I was younger, yo, people got to come to you correct, because I won't allow anything less. And when you don't allow anything less, people have to treat you to your minimum of what you already stated. And that's what we're saying. That's really what we're saying. We have to set the minimum and make the minimum high enough that that's what it is. We got to set the 3.0 B+ minimum or B level minimum. You got to set that. We got to set that. You won't treat me on C level. I won't allow you to. You're going to at least have to come with that 85, that B, that 3.0, whatever your grading scale is. Because I realize 3.0, some people do the 4.0, some do the 100, some people do the A, B, C, D, E. Like, I realize. So, but 85 is about a 3.0, which is about a B and above. And if we tell people that you can't disrespect, if we hold ourselves to that, if you hold yourself to that and not look at everybody else, hold yourself to that, everybody else will have to get in line or go away.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say cheers
to that.
So, Siobhan, what is your wine review for this segment of the show?
I've been trying to figure out what this smell is the whole damn time. All I can think about is, remember we went to, where did we go? Was it Royal Rabbits where we did the sniff? Mm-hmm. Y'all check that vlog out. Sips on the Road coming soon. We do it April through August, March through August. April.
March through August.
It releases March through August. Oh, so we're going somewhere this month then.
Next month. This is February.
Then it's April. April through September.
Okay, sure.
Because it's 1 month after is when it posts, right?
Right, but this is the last one in February.
True. So in February, are we going somewhere? We're going somewhere in March.
We're going somewhere in March.
So okay, so yeah, April through September.
Yeah, we start traveling in March, but they don't come.
But they don't see right. So April to September. Don't do that to me. Don't make me.
We both was right.
We were both right. We just talking about some kind of different things, but yes, timelines. Right. So just check that sis on the road. When we went to Royal Rabbits, we did a sniffathon. Also a little something. The number 2 wine about on Instagram because it has a whole thing. You just gotta scroll for a while. But anyway, I've been trying to figure out what the smell is because I actually really like it. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
So y'all, I smelled this. So again, this is the 2018 Bordeaux White by Harmony by Boys to Men. There's nothing on the back. This is a Michelle wine. It basically talks about how they came to make Harmony.
I think that's what it's probably the same thing on all of them because that was the same thing that happened the last time.
Yeah, that's probably just how they came to make it. But I really like the smell. I just don't know what it is, but it's kind of citrusy. It's like a rose clove grapefruit thing, but it doesn't taste like grapefruit. Like it's not, but I think that the husband would like it because it does have that citrus grapefruity Sauvignon Blanc kind of hints in it. Mm-hmm. I actually like this. For those that don't know, I have like kind of brought this bottle to this halfway point.
I see.
I just kept pouring. This is actually good. The rosé I could not. I was like, oh my God. But I kind of wish I had gotten the regular Bordeaux. I might have to try that. Because we do black wines again in August, usually for Black Entrepreneurship Month. So if we do that again, then I'm gonna get the Bordeaux, the regular red one. But I did like this. It's light. It's a light body. There's a citrus to it. It's slightly acidic. Like I kind of need some water now, but I also drank like half the bottle, y'all. So keep that in mind. I think this will be good with a fish, like a flounder or a tilapia, something light, not a salmon. You need a whitefish. Not a shrimp, not a mollusk, none of that. You need a whitefish. This will be good with a whitefish, whether fried or baked or however you choose to do it, but it would be good. That flakiness, I think, would be good with the texture of this because it has a slight, I won't say bubble, but like a fizz in it. It's flat, but you taste like it's got that texture to it. It's really good, y'all. I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Is it gonna make it to the wine out?
It is.
Okay. You don't look sure about that, so I'm gonna say no.
No, there will be one. It may be a new bottle. Okay. Like the Bordeaux, like the Vidal Blanc was a new bottle in the January wine out. If y'all missed it, y'all should check it out. It may be a new bottle, but this is happening. I really did like it. I gotta give it a 3.75. I can't quite put it on the 4, but it is it's over average. It's like a good B+, since we was just talking. It's a good B+. I like it. I wish I had fish. If I had like a fish dinner with this, I would request this. This is what I would. And I know we had Bordeaux before. I don't think I was like a huge fan. I don't know, because this I think maybe the second Bordeaux. So I may have to go back and look how I rank the other.
Yeah, we haven't really had too many of those.
No, I know we've had a crap ton of Chardonnays and Pinot Grigios, but we haven't had a whole lot of Bordeaux. So on another note, I saw a Chenin Blanc at the liquor store, and I was like, ooh, I gotta try that one day. I also found, and I don't remember who makes it, but I thought about you. It was a Zinfandel Chardonnay.
Ooh.
And that was my favorite. I was like, oh, wait, I don't know. I'm curious. So I'm gonna get that at some point. Cause
Yeah, I'm curious now. See, okay.
yeah.
I think that might be dangerous for me. So this longevity, Debra's Cuvee 2021 Rosé of Pinot Noir, I actually like. My rating for this is going to be a 3, and that's just because of the rosé. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a whole, you know how most people say Cuvee is, they think champagne like bubbles.
It's bubbles, yeah.
No, not really. It is a little acidic. It does have a dryness to it, not super dry, but like the after notes are a little dry. Of course, there's nothing on the back of longevity. Like I said, I liked it. It was for me, this was a pleasant surprise for a rosé. This was one of the okay. I'm not a big rosé fan, so for rosé of Pinot Noir, it was a good tasting. It was like okay. I feel like that is more of a dessert wine. Okay. Like more of your I want like some sweet, and you know, I feel like
what kind of sweet? Like a cookie, like a brownie, like chocolate, vanilla, like what kind of sweet we talking?
Well, see, this is where because I know, like I've heard experts say like, oh, when you want a chocolate dish that's rich in chocolate, you want more of your chocolate wine to go with that. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Because that's too much chocolate.
Yeah, I agree.
And it makes chocolate to me at that point taste cheap. And I don't like my chocolate to taste cheap. And but that's me. I am not an expert. So for me, this would go good with like a yellow cake with chocolate icing, a birthday cake type thing, like celebration, brownie, but a cookie definitely. Okay. Like ice cream, like this is like your. So
that's like a party wine.
Yeah, celebratory. Oh, I can grab, maybe brownie bites, not like a big brownie, like that type of thing. Yeah, I can see that with this. But yeah, outside of that, like that's to me, this is a party wine. Yeah.
So if y'all are having a party, get longevity.
Yeah, party hors d'oeuvres like that. Well, actually, and hors d'oeuvres is iffy. But yeah, definitely like party after party. We're doing desserts, and you have samples out. You can put this out. Yeah. That's what I got from this. But yeah, I think it's a solid 3 though. It's nice. I did enjoy it. So good job, longevity. You're doing great. So far, pretty much a solid brand in general, because we've had quite a few. So solid brand in general. So good jobs to us. This is
the longevity. Their Chardonnay is still our highest rated. We really like their Chardonnay.
I did. So, and I might actually go back and buy a bottle because it was tempting.
Their Chardonnay was really good, y'all.
So, well, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, that wraps up another wonderful episode of A Little Something, little number 2, Wine About with your hostesses, Tae Michelle
and Siobhan Camille.
Be sure to join us each and every Wednesday for more laughs, more fun, and of course, more wine and more drama and controversy and everything else for our little hour. Join us live right here on YouTube the last Saturday of each and every month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do our wine tastings for the month. And we answer a whole bunch of questions of randomness, and it gives us a lot of random fun. It's a lot, y'all. We got a lot going on that day because we eat, we drink, and we be merry. The whole 9 yards. And that's all I got. So remember, as always,
there's nothing wrong with a little wine.
Or a lot. Toodles, y'all. See y'all next week.